say that you want to make a crop farm. Where do you start? Well, let's just look it up. Okay, so it looks like you've come to the right place. Welcome to my list of every major crop farm design. I'll be including the perks and detriments as well as the stats for each one. If any design piques your interest, then you can find its tutorial using the YouTube chapter system. I should also mention that if you plan to grow carrots or potatoes, their output is equivalent to that of seeds. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into it. Every topic has to start somewhere, and you can't get more simple than the classic square. For the sake of being thorough here, I will state that this farm has an output of about 80 wheat per module, or 200 seeds per module. On average, wheat will grow in about 20 minutes, so it could be said that this farm produces about 240 wheat per hour with enough manual labor, or 600 seeds per hour. Needless to say, if you're just starting off, this is just fine. It will easily get you enough bread to live. Stackable semi-auto. This farm is arguably just as iconic as the last. This stackable design is simple yet holds unlimited potential. The only vertical limit is the world height, though horizontally, you are unrestricted. To find the output of this farm is a little more complicated. The base of the stackable is an 8x6 area, or 48 blocks. Every subsequent level is 8x7, or 56 blocks. Essentially, this farm's output can be written as 48 plus 56 times the number of levels you plan to create. This farm is great if you're just starting to industrialize, though it requires some manual labor to replant the seeds. The Rapidfire. This farm can produce wheat at a rapid pace. In fact, this farm easily has the highest output. That isn't to say that it's the best though. For starters, it requires, while minimal, manual work. The larger issue here is the bone meal. The Rapidfire takes advantage of bone meal to function, and it's not very sparing about it. If you don't have a looting 3 or a mob farm, I would not recommend this farm. The output of this farm is a whopping 15,000, though server lag may affect your results. Overall, this farm is great for any mid to late game players who want a whole load of wheat real fast. Hey, so since you've already made it this far in the video, consider supporting the channel. Any sort of support is very appreciated and helps me to make more content like this. Also consider changing that red button down below for more updates. Speaking of changing colors, that's more like it. Anyway, let's get on with the video. The Classic Villager. This farm is similar to the Classic, but it uses a villager to automate it. The farm is easily tileable in a grid-like fashion, and using this design will grant you the same 240 wheat or 600 seeds per hour. The only difference being that you don't work for it. This farm can also double as a simple bone meal farm with the removal of the minecart. If you plan to use the Rapidfire, then this farm is a perfect fit with it. Do keep in mind though, you will need a villager for every tile, so a breeder is more than recommended. The Villager Condo. This particular design can be attributed to Shulkercraft, so I'd definitely check out his channel down below. This farm is not only beautifully unique in the way that it's built, but also holds some very nice stats on its shoulders. Not only that, but if you're on a server, then this is your best bet for an automatic crop farm. If you want to make this one for yourself, then I'll be leaving his video in the description below, as I really couldn't do the tutorial better myself. Anyway, that's all for the introductions, so let's learn how to make them. Hello, and welcome to the tutorial segment. We'll be starting off with the classic square. You can consider this more of a tips and tricks than a true tutorial. Anyway, starting off this farm, you're going to want to go right into the center and place down your water. Now, on the top half of the water, you'll place a slab so you can walk on top of it. Bam! So now that that's done, let's go ahead and hoe down the ground. If you didn't know, you can actually hoe a area that is 4 blocks out from the water source using 1 water. Anyway, now that that's done, you're going to plant down all of your seeds. And once that's done, let's go and place the cherry on the cake. And that's it. This is a pretty much maximized, simple wheat farm. Welcome to the Stackable Semi-Auto. Let's go ahead and get started by looking in our chest. These are all the materials that will be needed in order to build this farm, so I'd recommend gathering them beforehand. Alright, to kick off this farm, you're going to want to make space for an entire 12 by 16 blocks. And on the third block of this, you're going to have a chest. In fact, a double chest. So let's go into the back corner, and on the right end, you're going to place a hopper leading into the chest. Now go between in this corner and take 7 of any block, preferably ice or blue ice, and just bring that all the way across. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and place across here all these blocks. And let's go ahead and add a little hook onto each end as well. So what this allows you to do is place in your dirt, which is 8 blocks going in between there. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and fill in an 8 by 6 area for your base. So let's go ahead and finish this off by adding the cobblestone on each side. Now, let's extend it 1, place up, and this here is going to be a 7 by 8. In fact, if you want to add more tiers to this farm, then you're going to want to repeat what I'm doing right here, right after this layer. But anyway, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, making our 8 by 7. Now let's just build all of this back. And just like before, we're going to fill in all the cobblestone leading right up to that point, this block. So, now that you're done doing that, let's get started on the droppers across here. So first off, we're going to pop on down and go onto the third block of the dirt. So let's just come along. We're just going to dig on down here, and right under here, we're going to go 1 block past our block right here. So pull out your redstone and start building that all the way across, and you're just going to take that to the corner. You can leave this underground if you want a more permanent fixture, though I'm doing this for the sake of a tutorial. Now we're going to place a repeater leading into this block, and place a block that the repeater leads into. So now if you pull out your torch, observer, redstone, lamp, let's place a torch on our block, jump up, make sure we get aimed, place a block, and now if we jump right up to here, we can place a torch on that and a lamp on our torch. So now if we stand right here and just hold out our observer, we place it right against that. Great. So let's go ahead and make 2 blocks just like that. We're going to pull out our dispensers finally, and build those all the way across here. Once that's done, you can finally add the redstone on top, and consider it a done deal. This is what will drop all the water in. Now, let's get the water for our crops to grow in. For that, we're going to need to break out each 3 blocks. So right here, 3 blocks in, break this, 3 blocks in, break this, and then do the same on the other side. Alright, and so now you're just going to place a stair into each of these holes, just like this. Alright, once you're done doing that, pull out your water buckets and just fill in each of your stairs, just like this. Now that that's done, we have only 2 steps left. Across all of your layers, add a 2-block high wall. Once you've built your 2 high wall, you're going to want to make sure that you can open your chest, and you might want to use backward stairs to fill that as well. But for this, I'm not going to. Anyway, all you've got to do is add your polished black stone button right next to your chest, and when you press this, all of your dispensers should fire. So, I'm going to go ahead and place in the water, hoe down the land, and add our seeds. Alright, and once you've gone and filled this whole farm, it's not grown, but I will go ahead and use it just to show to you. When you press the button, nothing happens. Sorry guys, I forgot. You're probably gonna get about 2 more repeaters to place out back here, otherwise the signal never reaches this point. My apologies. Anyway, upon pressing this last button, you'll see the water all dispenses and carries every last bit of our crop to the very end. And if we open our chest right here, the stuff is actively flowing in. You're not going to see a lot of wheat right now because, well, I didn't give it the time to grow. But trust me, you'll see a lot more wheat coming from this thing. Hello and welcome to my Rapidfire tutorial. Let's get into it. Kicking things off, this is all the materials you'll be needing for this Rapidfire. So you're going to want to start off this build by placing 4 blocks just like this. Now, put a stair here, place a block of dirt here, and put a water bucket right in that stair. You're going to want to waterlog it. Great. Now, place 3 dispensers, just like so, facing into this dirt. Now if we grab out our redstone, you'll place 1 redstone dust in the corner, a cobblestone block, and you're just gonna want to place 3 more in this formation, and on this last block, you'll place your observer facing upwards. Lovely. Now, let's take the redstone dust and place it across all of our existing blocks, drop down, and place the piston in the correct spot, and once you have your piston here, you're just going to, through whatever means, place the last piece of redstone on top of it. Now, you're just going to hoe the land here, fill each of your dispensers with bone meal, place your lever, and flick. Flicks once more, and you have finished your build. Now you can stand here for days, gathering all the wheat you could ever ask for. There we go. Sometimes you won't be getting the wheat, so if you aren't seeing particles, don't use it at that time. Like, try clicking again. Anyway, once you have it going, it does not stop going. And as you can see, this farm is completely insane for giving you loads and loads of seeds. Just note, it used up a stack of bone meal in each of those. Anyway, let's move on. Welcome to the Villager Powered Classic. Let's get started, shall we? Here's all the materials you're going to need. This farm is a little bit more costly than the others. So you're going to want to start off by designating a 13 by 12 area. 13 this way. Now, let's go up, and right here, let's dig a small hole and place a redstone torch. That will be where our first powered rail is. So, now we're going to make this 9 blocks long, just like this, and it will turn right here. And then what you do is you dig down like so, and right on this bend, you make a powered rail like that. So you can continue forward on the same exact pattern, just like this. The rails like to make a complete mess of things, but don't worry, you can always sort that stuff out. So just like this, and you continue that all the way across for 9 blocks on its own. Alright, and as we approach this final rail coming up right here, you're going to let this be, and there's your final rail. Now this one's a little bit special. Alright, so here's what we're going to want to do. So break this block right here, and then face right here standing on this, and place a comparator. Now, let's place a repeater right on this block, break the block in front of the repeater, and place a torch on that. Now I still have this leftover dirt, so I'll just show you. You place a block here, and a block here, on both sides of the repeater. Now this system makes it so when the hopper runs, when our hopper minecart runs right onto here, it will stop until the hopper that we haven't placed yet, right here, is filled. So let's place that. Boop. So there we go. Now let's just replace our powered rail, and that finishes off that circuit. So if we just go ahead and grab the chest, that will be everything for the loading aspect. Next step, you're going to want to cover this entire thing in dirt, leaving only the middle block free. Alright, once you've gone and done that, you're going to want to get your water and all that in. So if we can just go ahead and grab all the pieces for that, you're going to want to place a bottom slab this time. Fill that with water, making sure it cannot flow onto the minecarts. Now place a composter on top of that, and glowstone or shroomlight or sea lantern on top of that. Now all you gotta do is finish off the build by adding some walls around the sides. So now that you've gotten all of the walls done, you're just going to go ahead and grab your seeds, grab your minecart with a hopper, and usually you'd let this bounce around between some blocks like so. Though, because of the server that I'm on, it does not bounce too well, so you'll see it kind of come to a halt and finish. Or not, huh? This is peculiar. When I was testing this personally, it did not work, so I don't know what's making it work here, but there you go, that's proof of this farm's validity, yeah. Anyway, if I just place some blocks to climb back up, we can go ahead and plant all the seeds. And you'll usually top things off by getting a villager in here, but I'll simply be using the summon command to sorta shortcut it. You would be doing this with the minecart and the such. Anyway, you'll see that he takes the job, and now it should be fully functional. Any crops he gathers will be brought by the hopper minecart right over this hopper. It'll be stopped, drained of resources, and at the very end, if we just make this a stair real quick, you can see it'll all end up in this block. But besides that, you're done. The entire design has been complete. Quick side note actually. Where this minecart is bouncing back and forth, I've discovered that the reason it was broken before is actually because this has to be a full block. So you might want to take this chest here and just bring it one block over right here, since that has to be a block for this to function. Don't ask me, that's just how it is. Hey guys, just wanted to say here, finishing up the editing, thanks for watching till the end. It's very appreciated. And yeah. Anyway, if you have any other ideas, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. I do plan to do more videos like this, so expect to see more in the future. Anyway, I'll be seeing you dudes in the next one. Peace.